I'm going to talk about the plot of this book. This narration happens in two different places between England and Transylvania in 1890. This story starts when Jonathan Harker, who is a young lawyer, moved to Dracula's house for to do a real estate business. Harker is influenced by Dracula and also he is attacked by three vampires, which makes that he almost dead go out from the hostel. Dracula goes to London carrying 50 grapes guarded from Transylvania. He needs those grapes to keep with life himself and with strong. On the road, Dracula kills the whole crew of the ship except to the captain that knows how to arrive to his destination. When Dracula is already in London, creates an obsession towards Lucy, who has three suitors, and Dracula pursues to Lucy, visiting her every single night. Lucy begins to walk asleep and look herself sick. Van Helsing concludes that Dracula has the responsibility about what happens with Lucy because he has been drinking her blood. Van Helsing tries to keep her with life, doing her blood transfusions and give her crucifixes and garlic colors to turn her away from Dracula. One day, Lucy and her mom are attacked by a wolf, and both of them die. Once this happens, people start to see all night a woman that terrorizes children, and Van Helsing knows that she is controlled by Dracula. For this reason, her suitors looking for her and to thrust her a stake in her heart. Then Dracula focuses his attention on Mina when he discovers that Lucy's suitors destroy his grapes, and Dracula gives his blood to Mina for becomes her in a vampire. But the men discover that Mina can tell them where is Dracula, and so they can kill him. In this part, I'm going to mention some characters that appear in the book. One of them, and the most important, is Count Dracula. He is centuries old vampire and Transylvania nobleman. He can assume the form of an animal and control the weather, and also he is stronger than 20 men. However, his powers are limited. He cannot enter a victim's house unless invited. He can cross water unless carried, and is rendered powerless by daylight. Other important character in this story is John Seward, a talented young doctor, formerly Van Helsing's pupil. Seward is the administrator of an insane asylum not far from Dracula's English home. Throughout the novel, Seward conducts an ambitious interview with one of his patients, Renfield, in order to understand better the nature of life-consuming psychosis. Although Lucy turns down Seward's marriage proposal, his love for her remains, and he dedicates himself to her care when he suddenly takes ill after her death. And Seward remains dedicated to fighting the Count. Another character is Quincy Morris, a plain-spoken American from Texas and another of Lucy's suitors. Quincy proves himself a brave and good-hearted man. Renfield is another character that is a patient at Seward's mental asylum, barely a strong, vehement, and a gentleman. Renfield indulges a habit of consuming living creatures, spiders, birds, and so on, which he believes provide him with strength, vitality, and life force. Finally, Lucy's mother, Miss Westenra, a brittle woman of failing health, she inadvertently sabotages her daughter's safety by interfering with Van Helsing's folk remedies. She dies of shock when a wolf leaps through Lucy's bedroom window. Here I'm going to explain you the importance of Dracula for history. At the time that Stoker wrote this novel, a monster to be feared and hated was what his audience wanted. The world was changing. In the late Victorian era, technological and scientific inventions, Jack the Ripper, and the beginnings of the feminist movement left people terrified of the unknown. The exact fear that Dracula embodies. He is terrifying because of how little is revealed about him. We know nothing of how he came to be a vampire, his personal history, or his motivations. Nearly everything is left up to our imaginations, resulting in a scarier monster. Also, Bram Stoker includes several references to the very latest ideas and inventions in his novel. Dr. Seward keeps in his diary using a phonograph which was a new and expensive piece of technology in 1897. Similar references to cadet cameras, portable typewriters, telegrams being sent across Europe, and blood transfusions carried out by Professor Van Helsing all reflect the rapid technological changes taking place in the Victorian period. And also, the characters in the novel frequently refer to contemporary theories in medicine and psychology. In this section, I'm going to talk about a historical, economic, and cultural analysis in which Bram Stoker wrote this novel. Dracula is not just any piece of fiction, but rather a time capsule containing the popular thoughts, ideas, and beliefs of the Victorian era that paints an elaborate picture of what society was like for Bram Stoker's generation. The dated ideas reflected in Dracula focus primarily on the concepts of lust, sex, and evil as they viewed during the late 19th and 20th century in what can be viewed as a strongly conservative society. At the time, sex and homosexuality were controversial topics. Well, I'm going to read a part of the novel that relates with Stoker's feelings because maybe it's a situation that he had with a woman. The fair girl went on her knees and bent over me, fairly gloating. There was a deliberate voluptuousness which was both thrilling and repulsive, and as she arched her neck, she actually licked her lips like an animal, till I could see in the moonlight the moisture shining on the scarlet lips, and on the red tongue as it licked the white, sharp teeth. This part describes feelings that the men had towards forward women. We can assume that Stoker shows great interest and curiosity in all things sexual. He was fascinated not by Dracula's economic of political achievements during his rule, but by the appalling methods of the torture he used to turn sexuality into concept fixed associated with pain and evil within the minds of his subjects. On the other hand, this novel has had a great impact during the years. Everyone knows about Dracula, and at this time there are many movies, series, books, and etc. Inspired from him. And also is the third book most read in the world. The second is Shakespeare. The third is the Bible. And so we can see the level of this book. To conclude this video, I'm going to give you some opinions about this book. I conclude that Dracula is a novel that everyone should read because it has many history about Victorian era, and maybe you don't know nothing about this. And also you can find interest topics such as sex obviously vampires, wolves, castles, and many culture about England and Transylvania. So I recommend you read this book because it could make you open your mind.